Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Slash Camp. Almir Meal here, and this is my first video of 2015. Well, my first YouTube video of 2015. Yesterday, I started my new streaming schedule, as you can put it. Went over very well. Played Darksiders. The first one, not the second one. But yeah, it was really good. It was actually really good. It was now like freezing cold. Last night I streamed at 1 a.m. till about 5:30. I was trying to go till 6 a.m., but I just started getting like a little too tired for my own good, and playing Darksiders, I hit a point where I was like supposed to solve this puzzle, and I was just like, I can't guys, I'm so sorry, I have to go to bed now. And it was just getting like mentally frustrating. But at one point, I take like an hour break and then a 2-hour break, and then I continue with the rest of the stream. So at my 1-hour break, which was at 2 o'clock, I ended up like getting something small to eat and getting something to drink, and I looked outside because we were supposed to get snow, and I was like, oh, hey, it's like my thermometer outside on the porch says it's like 20 degrees, but no snow yet. So, for my next break, which was 2 hours later, I walked back downstairs and was like, oh, open up the blinds, figure out, and I was suddenly snow. There was at least an inch of snow, like in the course of 2 hours, an inch of snow, and I was like, welcome to winter. We had like a couple little like flurries, I'm gonna say. Like a light dusting of snow every once in a while, but then it would never stay. This has stayed. This has like officially covered everything, and I'm like, oh dear God, it's snow. The dogs are like so unenthusiastic about it right now. So unenthusiastic. I'm like, I'm sorry. The other one's like sleeping somewhere behind me. She's guarding the dish. Hey. But yeah, like I just took them out probably like not even like 10 minutes ago, and Priest she like didn't really know what to do, and she just kept digging her head through it and like making a path for herself. Now, there's not that much snow, but there's still enough. And she, like, brought her face up, and she was like, snow everywhere. I was like, oh my God, it's so cute. So then she had, like, a hard time, like, trying to find, like, where she wanted to do her business, which was kind of hilarious. I'm standing out there like, come on, freezing. And then Rogue, as soon as she got out there, she's like, oh my God, it's snow, starts playing. And then when she, like, I want to say like 2 minutes after that, she was like, now I don't want it. Mama, can you send it back now? I was like, I'm sorry. And then I brought them both inside, and then I have wet footprints everywhere. So yeah, it snowed. Tonight we have podcast, which I'm greatly looking forward to. And unfortunately, rumor has it that Mr. Raytog will not be joining us tonight. Sad face. But we should have the rest of the cast and crew. And then after that is the second part of me streaming Darksiders. So, I'm both, like, happy about Darksiders, but at the same time, I'm like, man, this is, like, such a frustrating game for me. Seeing that I haven't really played video games, and if I do play video games, they're usually MMOs, and they're kind of, like, just, not really trigger reflexes, unless you're raiding. But even then, it's like, okay, this is a mechanic, okay, blah, blah, blah. So, it doesn't take, like, a lot of energy, and I'm, like, playing this hack and slash game, and I have my controller. Yay, I brought my controller back. But it's, like, so intense. I'm like, oh my God, why? I started cussing up a storm a couple of times because I couldn't defeat this guy, and I literally just kept dying to him over and over and over again, and it wasn't even a boss. I was like, what? Why? But eventually, hopefully, I'll get the hang of it, seeing that I just played it for one night so far. So there's a couple of things like the camera angles that I don't really like. They have like the lock-on system where you can like focus that target and the screen like follows them around, but it's not very good if you have multiple things around you, because then you don't see what's behind you and you don't know when to dodge, and the camera angles aren't all that great. I'm dealing with it though, so bear with that. But yeah. Seeing that I haven't really said anything about like Christmas and New Year's, I just realized, I was like, I haven't done a video in forever. Christmas was super quiet. Mom came into town, which was awesome to get to see her. I only get to see her like twice a year. So Mommy came into town, and I pretty much hung out with her and my family a lot for like the Christmas break, essentially. And then New Year's, unfortunately, she had to leave that like New Year's Day morning. So we partied, and I hosted at my place. We had probably about like 8 people in the house. So it wasn't bad at all. There was a little bit of drama, but nothing that like couldn't be handled. And then a lot of drinking, and then taking Mom to the airport, which really sucked because I actually had a friend of mine take her to the airport because I knew I was going to be drinking for New Year's. And so a friend of mine took her to the airport, and they were supposed to leave at 4 o'clock in the morning. So of course, I, at this point, am pretty roasty toasty and feeling pretty good, and I'm like, don't really grasp the concept that my mommy is leaving. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go like take a nap really quick, because like my head was starting to really hurt. And it wasn't so much like a hangover, but it was just like too much caffeine, because I came up, well, actually, me and a good friend of mine have come up with a new drink, and it's so good and so yummy, but if you have like more than 2 of them, you instantly get a headache because of so much sugar. And it's the Smirnoff sour watermelon vodka and cranberry Red Bull. And you put them together, and they taste just like a Jolly Rancher. But it's so much sugar that your head just starts to hurt. So I was like, well, I'm going to go lay down. I had like several of these already. And I didn't grasp the concept that my mommy was leaving. So when I like hit the bed, I kind of was just like, well, shit, like my mom is leaving. Like that's when it like clicked. And then I went to run downstairs to tell my mom goodbye and like say like, Mommy, I love you, stuff like that. She was gone because like everyone kind of was just like, oh, well, Kat went to bed, we're gonna like doze off, we're gonna like, I had like several people like spend the night over, but I like literally like sat in the bathroom like crying for like 20 minutes because I didn't really get to say goodbye to my mom. And I was like, oh. So that was like New Year's Day, and I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna regret this for the rest of the year. So I'm sorry, Mommy, I didn't get to say bye. I feel like really upset about that. Like really upset. But yeah, so that was New Year's, and then I didn't really make a New Year's resolution this year. I don't really know, like I'm really trying to like keep to a streaming schedule. But yeah. Hopefully I can do that. It's only 3 to 4 days a week. So it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are like my streams. And then Fridays I'm kind of co-oping with Shibu Shofu, which is a very, very good friend of mine, and he's awesome, and you guys should like go check out his channel because he's also streaming now. But yeah, so I'm saying a lot because I'm like, don't really know really what to say. Yeah. So go check Shibu Shofu out, twitch.tv/Shibu Shofu. And then I'll be streaming more. 1 a.m. till 6 a.m. is like my stream schedule right now. So hopefully I can keep with that. Fingers crossed. I haven't been really doing any YouTube videos because I've been so focused on doing the streaming that I haven't really, like, focused on YouTube, which I feel so bad about because I'm like, I don't know, like, I feel like YouTube, it's weird, it's really weird, but I feel like YouTube, I kind of connect with people more, and I can really, like, talk about things, and I don't have to have, like, the gameplay and all that kind of stuff. I get to, like, sit and talk to people, and I really enjoy that. I just don't do it that often. Sad face. That and my life isn't really that interesting right now. I'm pretty much like, I wake up and I stream, and that's it. And so, like, unless you guys want to hear, like, what I wore that day, or, like, what food I ate, or just the bullshit. Literally, I've done absolutely nothing, like, exciting. So, I don't feel like there's really much to talk about. So, but, yeah. So, I'm actually going to go ahead and go. We have literally an hour till podcast. So, I have to go do things. I must go do things and set up for podcast. Yay! So, I shall see you guys hopefully at the stream. If not, I shall see you guys later. Bye! And Happy New Year! Have a good one.